What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 216, be recorded on July 5th, 2023. And you're probably wondering, where is everybody? Well, it's July 5th. It's July 5th, after, the America's holiday, and they're all recovering. So I'm waiting for the notifications to go out to everybody come in and talk some Star Wars after they're partying all week. But in the meantime, I'm your host, Darth Blucher. I've got Grand Admiral Franz here.
Hey, everybody.
Ernie the Fallen Fett is here.
But he's eating his Chipotle.
Yeah, but he's not here. So I just put him on here because he'll pop in here momentarily. So it's just us tonight talking Star Wars, seeing what we got going on. But first, Chris, I think I'll shoot off to you for a Patreon list. How about that? Let me pop it up here and go for it.
All right. Well, thank you one and all for being patrons of the Sarlacc Digest podcast. We appreciate you, love you, and keep it coming. And the other, 987 of you, if you want to go ahead and throw a dime in there, it'd be cool too.
Yeah.
But for right now, the folks in here, AJ from the Forbidden Panel, thank you. Cliff, Brandon and Anya Epler, Dennis McGrath, Don the Dad Dorn, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Eric Grubb, Fanboy Mike, Flavy Davey, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Gavin Cotter from the Holy Hour All Cure podcast, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine Bolanos, Nicholas Schaefer, Matt Logic, and Ryan in the Star Joe's podcast. Again, thank you, everybody.
It is much appreciated that anybody would, spend any money on a Star Wars podcast. It's wild. It's pretty cool. But of course, every dime goes back into the podcast. I had to get rid of Ernie because yeah, exactly. I had to get rid of Ernie because you know what? I didn't want to stare at it
because he wasn't there.
Because he was.
I thought he was there. I just figured he was eating. I think
he's eating. Yeah. He just got off his Fallen Fett Chronicles, doing another great show. So I'm sure that he has to stretch, get up, and shake and wiggle your toes to get back on here.
My man is busy.
Wednesdays are super busy with podcasts. But checking in with the live pit that's going on. We had Anakin Skywalker checking in. We had Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. He's got to go to sleep because he had a hard day.
Yeah,
but he's going to check
Rose back east,
Yeah. So we have Gordon's always there with us. It's always great to see Gordon. Rick Jones is in the house. Ernie is reheating Little Caesars. That's right. And we have Wookiee Sasquatch. How you doing? Hey. Look at him waving us on. Because saying he's here.
I'm here. Hello there.
Hello there.
There
General
you go,
Fallen
man.
Fett.
There you go. Guys, last week we left off. We were going to go see Indiana Jones, and we went and saw it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I just wanted to implore anybody, just go see it. It's a great addition to
you guys went and saw it.
Yeah. Have you not seen it yet, Ernie?
Bro, I still haven't seen Spider-Man, Little Mermaid, Transformers, and now Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you got to catch up. See, there's that thing. Are you waiting? Are you comfortable with that because it's all going to be on Disney Plus in a month? Oh,
no,
okay. You just
I want to go. I've had no time at all.
It is a weird thing, dude. Like before COVID, we all made time to go to the movies at least like 20, 30 times in a year. And now it's just like we can't find the time to go do it. Of course, India wasn't going to miss, but I did want to throw it out there to, not spoil anything, but we had a great time with the movie. It's not the best indie movie because how can you match indie movies, right? But damn, it's a good one, dude. It's way better than Crystal Skull, and yeah.
It slid right into the original 3. It did. The same type of... I would say maybe 15 or 20 minutes long in the tooth, right? Like it could have maybe cut some stuff out.
2.5 hours, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot, but it was because the beginning, and that was awesome, right? The beginning took up a lot of time. Take that out, it's a whole different movie.
Absolutely.
I loved it, and I just think the action, the gags, and Harrison Ford was way better than he was in Crystal Skull. Way better, leaps and bounds.
I wanted to say, and I do bring up Indiana Jones here too, is because they did that de-aging thing, and I had a great time with it. The only thing is they used Harrison Ford's voice now to fit the body of the 1940s Harrison. But I mean,
80-year-old Harrison on a 30-year-old Harrison.
It gave it that Vader in Rogue One before they fixed it, right?
Little worse, but it was grumpy old man Harrison.
Yeah, it was. But
of the Crystal Skulls again, and I still liked it. But you know what I think it was I think they were trying to hand it off to what's his name, right? To be like, you're done. And it's like you can see that during the whole movie. No. Especially the ending, where he takes the hat back from him.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, get the hell out of here.
I always thought, like, okay, Shia LaBeouf is going to take on the Indy mantle. Right. It's going to continue as his son and stuff. But they quickly squashed that really fast.
He was too high-strung, really, in that movie. Is kind of what he was himself. And it was just too much, too fast-paced talking, and it just didn't vibe, right? And that was the problem with it. But this one, none of that nonsense.
No, I can't wait to see it.
No, really, dude, I really was surprised about the nuances. Harrison, I mean, it was like I said, the next continuation of Indiana Jones movie, and I had zero problems with it. I had fun with it, walking out of the theater, having fun with it. That was the purpose of it, going like, that was cool. That was really cool, and
smiled the whole time.
Yeah, and I was like really, really cool with it. So checking back in, we have the Nerd Alert saying what's up. D Blake, hey, what's up, man? He hasn't seen Indiana Jones either. The last movie he saw was John Wick 4. I saw John Wick 4 too. Had like 5 minutes of dialogue.
He's busy making jerky, so that's why.
I heard that. that. Gordon is ready for round 3 of Indy. I actually want to go see it again. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to see it again. So, awesome. Wookiee Sasquatch, he thought Dial of Destiny was really good. Was very pleased with it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was very well respected handling, and like I said, just fun. And I put so much more faith in that when we talked about kind of like bringing in the legendary characters moving forward to the Star Wars stuff, right? I feel so much better. Like, Book of Fett did really well with with Luke Skywalker, and I have all the confidence in the world they could do with Harrison Ford, and then do the whole library of all the voice, because they have Mark Hamill's all voice now. They can have Harrison Ford's.
Okay, so we had brought this up last time before you guys had seen it about the do we bring back Harrison or do we have?
I have an answer.
What's his name? Now that you've seen this and that, what do you want?
So my answer is, if you're doing anything post Return of the Jedi, you do the deep fake, the deep fake, bringing in the CGI. If you do anything in that time era with Solo, then Alden would be fine, because we already see him in that pre
A New Hope.
That's
would be Alden. That's anything
opinion.
After Zero BB Watt, right?
That's my opinion.
It would be I mean, I can't argue with that. I suppose.
Okay.
Seeing it was pretty clean, dude. And they used the guy that looks just like Harrison Ford, I guess, as the double. Yeah,
and all they had to do just layer up some CGI.
The guy they thought should have done it instead of Aaron Reich, right? And the fans did anyway. But
now that we already have Aaron Reich's already established, that's why I'm like, okay, don't mess with it.
But this works perfectly well. Looks just, I mean, it was perfect, dude. Besides the voice, and they just got to clean that up and lighten it up a little. They
did that with Hamill, so that's weird.
They tried to. You could still hear Mark Hamill too, though, right? I mean, it's like he's got a
little
different,
bit,
He's got a different cadence now. They both do. That's the thing. As they get older, their tone is a little different. Their pace is a little different, and you can hear it
a lot less dopey.
Yeah, and we'll pick up on it.
Let's cheer in their heart.
Let's cheer in their heart. That's 100%. Right? It's very robot. It's very AI, but we get it. Like like I said, if it serves the story well, then let's go, man. Like, I think the technology caught up to future visions of how movie making just works. Like, actors don't even get old anymore, right? So, it's crazy.
Is that really crazy? True, Wookiee Sasquatch, that there's a lot of hate videos going around for it?
Yeah. So Wookiee Sasquatch is saying, thanks for not making another indie hate video. So many haters out there just trying to get clicks. And I'll tell you what.
I might need to make a video. I just need 98 more, so I'm going to do all the indie hate. Subscribe now.
Subscribe now. Hate.
So much hate, but I see it from people that haven't even seen the movie. Or saying, I'm going to take my kids. No, I'm not, because
my God.
I'm sitting there going like this. The Indiana Jones is probably the example of just making a movie with You agree, Chris? I mean, it had nothing. Like you cannot call it agenda. You can't call it anything.
I can't look at this film and see it much different than I saw the originals. Right?
Yeah.
There's always some woman, right?
Yeah.
It has been since number one. And the fact that she's a little more, they explained her pretty well. I was quite fine with her. You know, I have a problem with when they kick everybody's ass, right? I had no problem with her.
But Marion Ravenwood did too. So like Raiders, right?
she fits in with the Indiana Jones
with the storyline.
Yeah, with the ladies he surrounds himself with, and that's how it is.
Like I said, I saw zero problems.
Miriam from the beginning was a badass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, they come in with her own bar. Her doing the drinking game, like outlasting her.
Yeah, she was.
I mean, he had to save them, but they saved him back. It was always
absolutely
back and forth.
Yeah, like I said, walking out of this movie, I'm sitting there, and I even said it to Craig. I go, all of the naysayers, all of these, like I said, put it in today's world, the agenda, what people are saying that Disney's all that. I go there in this movie, nobody should say anything. Go see it, like right. These people are still arms folded, not going to see it, and I can't help them. It's like. They're good doing it because whatever they're boycotting it. They're whatever. And
I didn't see her taking. I saw somebody mention like they took his hero moment, and I didn't take any of that. I saw Indy as the hero the whole time. I mean, it's just I don't know. Man. People just wanted to complain to Sasquatch's point, right? People are just doing it for clicks, and
they are, man, and they're not even seeing it. Like half of them don't even see it, and they just kind of like they're following the trend, and
I can't wait
can't make up their own opinion. They have to be their opinions. Here's your opinion and stuff. So
but the thing was, we feed into that a little bit, right? Because before it came out, we were kind of talking in the group. But we were scared. Hey, you know what? And I tell you, as soon as I see it, there's bad reviews online. We're seeing people say this is horse shit.
We did.
This is really bad. Blah blah. So we go see it ourselves. And it's like, oh, you know what? These guys are assholes. Everybody like the thing about Cannes, that was the trip, right? Because Cannes is a different animal. They said it got a lukewarm reception at the Cannes Film Festival. A lukewarm reception at Cannes is a 3-minute standing ovation. Right? Because a 10-minute standing ovation is like the
bravo.
That's the big deal. A 3-minute is I'm just giving you respect for being there. So that's what it gets. To me, I'm like, it got a standing ovation, period. But whatever. Yeah. But that's what they were just giving Harrison Ford stuff. So I'm really worried about this. I'm buying into all this bullshit, you know.
In the back of our minds, we all. I mean, it's hard not to.
And then here we go. It's like, oh man, they're gonna. Then you hear all the Star Wars fans into the Lucasfilm stuff, right? Then it starts to go, oh, you're gonna do what you did to the Star Wars saga, and I'm like, damn, can't you guys just enjoy anything? So you go see it, and it was good, and it's like, shut up, everybody.
It's entertainment, and like I said, we love all these movies, but they're not like earth-shattering, grounded. They're fantasy, they're fiction, they're adventure, they're storytelling.
And that's what it was.
Unbelievable
it was adventure, like swashbuckling adventure from Indiana Jones. That's how I see it. And it's go for it.
This is
all the tropes.
This is right here is the sentiment around everything that's even. Hey guys, we're gonna do this movie. It sucks. 2 years before it even starts getting made. That's the sentiment that we live in today. You know what I mean? And man, and like I said,
dude, I'm telling you right now, DC is in perpetual that, right? Like it's like nobody will even give it a shot anymore. Nobody wants to hear shit. It's in perpetually it sucks. Even DC fans, even us, sometimes are like, that's gonna suck. It's just like you can't even.
Yeah.
So hopefully Star Wars doesn't get there, but.
I mean, like a lot of times what we do, of course, we take the story, put it in its place, and then we'll talk about other the more the grounded stuff that we reality. Yeah. But guys. So I said, if you haven't seen it, go see it in the theater. It's fun. It's a very fun movie, and that's what we want. That's what we love. That's what we loved Indiana Jones in the first place. It's in our family. So, but I was just really impressed. I was really impressed with the technology again, not just coming from like they did it twice in my book. It's like they pulled it off in Book of Fett and they pulled it off in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and it was awesome. It was flawless.
Yeah,
way better than the first Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Mandalorian too, like the Mandalorian Luke. It's like here it is. They boom, like Rogue One hit us in the face with it. With Tarkin and stuff, we're like, oh, we get it. We get what you're doing. It's good.
Everybody bashes the Tarkin thing. I think Tarkin's fantastic.
I thought
it, dude. Tarkin was one of my favorite surprises of all the movies when it did that. Because just in the theater, I'm like, fuck. Hey, dude, there's Tarkin.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just going to show his reflection. Oh, he turned around.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just had a prominent role. Was just there.
Right.
Like, oh, we're doing this.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
back.
Let the
He has lines.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, he was
Yeah.
a.
Because the
To let the
reflection
pit
in the
know-
mirror was like the whispering, just like, that's nice.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
Turn around
Yeah.
and be a part of the plot.
Yeah.
Like what?
Whoa.
So we had
no
a friend with
idea.
us that day, and he said, "I thought that Peter Cushing died," and I'm like, "Yeah, he did. That's CGI.
Yeah.
What?"
Yeah. And now everybody bashes it like it looks so bad. I still every time I watch Rogue One, I'm like, God, that's cool.
It
Yeah,
is
I
Rogue One.
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rogue One is amazing. Oh man, but yeah. So that was cool. I'm glad that we have. I'm glad that Indy 5 is in our little collective there. You know what
too.
I mean? Yeah.
Me too.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't wait to go see it again.
You know what? I don't buy a lot of DVD or Blu-rays anymore, right? Except Star Wars, you don't need to. But
Right.
I'll actually purchase
yeah.
that Blu-ray, and I haven't done that in a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Tarkin. Wookiees Sasquatch, same thing. My mouth literally fell open in the theaters when Tarkin came on, blown away. It still holds up. Surprised the hell out of me. Like I said, Chris and I are going like, are we doing this? It was so
Thinking
fun.
through it, dude. I think through all the movies we've been through in the Disney era specifically, right? I think that was the most shocked and most reaction we got during a movie. Like it was like we were like, holy,
yes,
you know,
because
like
we
that
knew
was
nothing going into it.
I think that's what was cool about that. It was a complete shock. Didn't know it was coming. Had no inkling of it, and
I
pulled
like
it off.
that
That was
better.
neat.
I like that so much. That's why I try 100% to be spoiler free. You know what I mean? Because you put your hopes up so much if you hear.
Well, that was also our last movie before we started doing a podcast, so spoiler free went right out the door.
That's true
at that
too.
point.
Yeah, exactly. Because now we have to take every rumor with a grain of salt and everything. And yeah, it's I'm not even going to get into. It's the same regurgitated stuff going on. But so for all you, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here in the collecting world because the one thing, like, we don't really get into all like the releases of like the Black Series and Star Wars stuff like that, but the new HasLab that's going to be announced at Comic-Con in a couple weeks did a couple cryptic messages, and I just want to get your guys' opinions on these. People are deciphering it, and it does seem to be the Ghost HasLab project. You know, it does seem to be, you know, leaning towards that. The internet is about 90% sure it is. And they're kind of excited from what I hear, and I'd like to see what the pit and all the collectors are interested in.
Really though, you're sure it's not Boba Fett's Starship Black Series?
Yeah. It has
sure?
It's because the last cryptic message says the crew is ready, and wait, there's no crew on Slave One.
Yes, there is. Boba Fett and Fennec.
Well,
yeah, there is.
Oh,
I
yes.
guess so. But would
dude.
they? I mean,
well, here's the thing. Here's the problem. The Ghost is massive.
but it doesn't have rear cannon. I mean, it does have swivel cannons, but it doesn't have rear. It said front cannons, and it said forward cannons and rear cannons ready as two separate things. And I'm going, okay, what ships have rear cannons and forward cannons? The Ghost absolutely does. The Shuttle Tidarium does. You know, it's got two laser things in the back, but it's not really. There's a lot of people said Rebel blockade round too big.
But so is the Ghost. The Ghost is
Ghost
bigger than
would
the
be-
Falcon.
The Ghost would be Razor Crest squared. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's bigger than the Razor Crest. It'll be bigger than the Katana.
Oh yeah, you know what? Scale wise, yeah, but they couldn't do it
Yeah.
scale. They'd have to make it a playable thing, right? So you would get a.
Then what's the
Ghost
point of doing a HasLab if it's not scale?
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
that takes the shit out of it right there. I would be.
It would be.
Anti.
I don't think. I think it'd be a big ship, but I don't think it'd be like a true scaled ship. You know what I mean? But also, what scares me too, was kind of like it's the price tag. You have something that big, it's gonna be $500 and
Easy.
Come on, you got So
2023 at $650.
what other ships could it be? It's a ship. According to like the translations and everything, it's a ship. It's got a rear gun, a rear turret, forward turret, a crew. And that was like the clues, you know.
That was today's.
Today's was the crew. Like the crew is ready and waiting, you know, kind of deal.
And the only people we call the crew are the Ghost crew. That's the only time you ever hear the crew.
Mhm.
Yeah, do
Yeah, we've never
refer to
said
like the
anything.
ship as
Yeah.
a crew? Yeah, right, exactly. So I mean, the Ghost, it makes sense with the Ahsoka series being the Rebels, and it just makes
does.
sense, right? But yeah,
I'm telling you now, I'm going to be straight pissed off if Disney's trying to put their hands in this, and it's going to be the Falcon with Rey, Poe,
Oh, really?
The thing with no arms.
No.
Claude.
Yeah, get your Falcon crew.
Yeah, the Falcon would be again too big, and
the Ghost is bigger than the Falcon.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, so there's no.
Yeah.
I mean,
they got rooms and everything in there.
Yeah,
bunk beds and
I don't know if you guys seen
you have the Phantom that undocks. And,
there's no way to get it through the Ghost without having the upstairs and the downstairs and all the room. Yeah, you can't have it without their rooms individually. But those are a big part of the show.
In essence, they are play sets. Okay, so I'm saying I'm looking at that Razor Crest. I don't think the Razor Crest is a true. I mean, it's close enough to where it fools you, but the compartments like in the show are a lot bigger than what the even the cockpit. You can only fit like a Mando in the front and maybe a figure in the back. There he had like bigger areas, so they compress it to fit a play set, but it's also big enough to kind of like fake a scale. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a true. Yeah, it'd be it's a we'll know.
I kind of get it, but when you got the katana existing, knowing you can go that scale that big,
that was $400, right?
So, 3. Yeah. Here's the problem too. We got a couple comments in the pit going on right now. Rick Jones, HasLab Death Star. Woo! Ewok Village. We've had it reproduced, and then the Ghost. Yes.
Or the Ghost. Yeah.
Snow speeders. Rick Jones. We already have a snow speeder in Black Series.
We have
we have them.
But
not to there though.
And it's a tow cable. I mean, to be technical, it's a tow cable, not a turret in the back of the snow speeders.
It's just a Y wing. That's all this is. It's a Y wing or a B wing.
Tyron said, "I need lights and sounds." Stupid. I would think so. As
100%, dude.
And then Wookiee says it just makes sense. The crew should be tiers. I hope they don't do that. Because what if you start missing the crew because it doesn't make the numbers? These Star Wars HasLabs have not gone very good.
These are 3 3/4, by the way, too. This is not,
it's going to be 3 3/4.
They do have all
Black Series.
Yeah, I mean they do have all the figures, I believe, covered.
But I think
they have the Ghost crew covered.
I think they should be following G.I. Joe standpoint right now, and they're successful with price and showing you what you get. I know the newest one has tiers, but the other one had it listed. I think maybe,
but also it's doable. It's a helicopter, it's a smaller ship, right?
So. Yeah, you should have the crew in there and give a price for here's what you get. We're giving you all the bells and whistles and everything, and do it that way. But if they do it at such a high price, it's gonna kill it again.
It's gonna scare everybody away, dude.
They're already waiting with their pitchforks and their knives and everything because the other ones have it, and these are Star Wars.
The last 2 Star Wars HasLab has failed.
Did not, correct.
Okay, and they
could have made it.
Correct? They could have. Yeah.
Just needed a saddle. Just needed a saddle.
500 away. Yeah.
You could have sold that saber just regularly. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You don't. Yeah. You could have pieces. So
if it is the Ghost, then absolutely, of course it's gonna. I would say Phantom 2, lights and sounds, because I'm thinking a $500
as tiers are a half.
I think the base
those must be
$500. Well, the Phantom's part of the ship, right?
That's what I was saying. Okay, so Phantom 2 maybe
2 a tier. Phantom 2 a tier, and I agree with Ernie. It should come. The base should have Hera, at least Hera, and Kanan.
Jason.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's put it in the Ahsoka timeline then. Yeah,
Hera, and Jason,
and then Sabine. So you have those 3 that were in the end of the Rebels.
Well, I didn't say Jason because you don't have them anywhere, right?
Right.
So it makes it special for the tier. You don't need a bunch of figures on it. Just give the main 2 figures, and
your HasLab is supposed to give you something special.
Yeah, lights and sounds, the extra character that you can't get.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Rick Jones, like 450, 500 is my apps. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I bought the Razor Crest. Okay, if it was to me, if a HasLab came in,
I went over.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna say this right now, if it is Shuttle Tidarium, my favorite shuttle, I will sell the Razor Crest and I will back the shuttle. I will. If it got backed. That's the only way. And if it's the Ghost, I don't know, because As much as I love it, it just, again, it's that point where the price point, you can make it work if you really wanted to, but it's a huge item in your house, just like the TIE fighter that doesn't fit. You know what I mean? It's one of those things like what Ernie was talking about, what the GI Joe HasLab. You got his tank, which is, it's doable. It's put on a shelf. The Firefly, it's come with a stance. You can pit them together. I mean, it's not out of the realm of like, oh, this is so mad, I don't know where to put it kind of deal. With the Ghost, you're really stretching those things where I think they should have went. Like I said, we're speculating, right? They should have went with a more of a lighter ship than the Ghost.
Well, maybe it did. Maybe it's a Tantive.
Maybe it is. Tantive is a big ship too. I mean,
I know, but so is the Ghost. If we're talking scale, here's the difference. The Ghost is this.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a big hot
Tantive
dog
is
or
this.
Hamburger.
Like the Katana, like the Razor Crest, they all have a longer shape than a rounded shape.
Yeah.
So maybe just to go with that scale, you either have the freighter or you have the blockade runner.
Well, it's always thickness above length.
So. And all my life I had been training for length.
I know. And it was wrong.
All that stretching. Yeah.
No, you have to.
Science.
Had a 5-pound weight hanging down my knees.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Yeah, Sasquatch is also saying, I hope it's the Ghost because I was going to make a custom, but I'm too lazy. Yeah, it's funny. Black Futuric 97, welcome. Black Series and Hasbro does not want to make money. 6-inch red 5X wing. Oh yeah,
that's
if
it.
they made a red 5X wing, I think that would be an instant back myself.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know what's wrong with the Black Series.
But it would be Rey as the pilot.
What we get?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You get red 5 with Rey.
We got enough Luke.
Well, that's fine. Throw her away. I got Luke and X. I could throw her.
Yeah, we definitely got Luke ready to go.
Yeah,
but I need something for this TIE fighter here. This nose feeder just doesn't do it. I still look at this damn thing every day and go, why? So
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Like, to me, like I just got the Rebel Commandos in, and they're really good. Like the sculpts are good. The face cone, you put the old man face on. It's like I was sitting there like, there's a lot of accessories.
Does it look like Old Man Rex Jedi?
Yes, it does. And in fact, I think they're using the clone sculpt. So I was looking, I go, okay, this looks just like Rex, like the clone troop, but with gray beard. So because there's two distinctive sculpts, the faces that come with it, and their faces, not heads, right? So, but they both got like satchels, backpacks, 2 guns. I mean, it's a good figure. I still believe, like I said, I still believe Black Series can still keep us engaged. To me, they nail it on the sculpt. I love the sculpts. I love the look of the figures, but it's just like, what are we doing, guys? Like, you got Classified that just seems that they can't do anything wrong. I don't know what Marvel Legends is doing. To me, they're like going all over the place, but they got the accessories down. They got the Build-A-Figures down. Indiana Jones is selling out when they do. And it's funny how they're selling out in pre-orders, but they're on sale at Target, like half off. I don't know how these strategies.
If you go, I need them.
Yeah, we'll look for it. Yeah,
they're half off. I need them. This is the time I've been waiting for. Yeah, did not go
quick
at the
too.
beginning. Yes, it was.
Wookiee Satchel, he'll back a life-size Ahsoka Tano.
Send the link. Can you send the link, please? Yeah.
24 hours.
Crowdfund a Padme.
Futuric 97 says Anakin Jedi fighter would be instant back too, but does it spin?
Of course.
Oh man, with the ring,
The spin.
with the hyperspace ring and everything.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Michael, hey, what's up, man? Federation Forever, absolutely.
What's up,
on the road to 500, so help Ernie get to 500.
Yes, please. Yes,
hope
please.
everyone and their families are doing great tonight. Absolutely, we are. I hope same thing to you. And still, congratulations on the kid too. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. It's growing. It's growing.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, like there's so much. There's so much
name.
To
Can you put that one up?
Okay, let's see.
I'm going to go ahead and hit this one. No one, no name. There isn't anything else I'll back because I got the barge already. Nothing else sounds good. There was a lot of people who went out for the barge and then didn't do anything after that. The barge was a big, great piece.
OT, that's why.
Speaking of, if you need to fill your barge, I got a $150 special going on right now. Please get a hold of me. And it's all the figures you need to fill that barge. for 150 plus shipping. On the road to Comic-Con. Yes, we are. Trying to get there. Yes.
Help you get to Comic-Con.
So here's the thing about that statement, right? So, yeah. Okay, the katana was a great piece because that was very fan orientated, right? Yeah. Then you have these other ones where they were, you got the Razor Crests and you did that, and that was new fans, and you just barely got by, right? Like, okay, that was there. Now, here's the thing: if it is
the Razor Crest overfunded, they added years to the thing. 33,000 out of 8,000.
Not through my sources that I knew. So,
okay,
here we go.
Well, I'm just saying they had 3 tiers. They added 2. They had like 6.
He's a fake Boba Fett. He's a fake Boba Fett. Let's just give him his due.
Oh,
if they do
my.
a ghost,
wow!
That's the rest of the episode right there. Just come back to that. Keep that statement
that
there.
Sound
We'll
bite.
come back.
Okay. Yes. Fake Boba Fett.
We're gonna come back to that.
Okay. So the thing with the ghost is that does have a big fan base. I think, as much as we say, will it get back and everything? I think it does because there's a lot of new fans who have jumped in during the Rebels time. Sure. There's a lot of people right now who did grow up with Rebels and are so excited with the Ahsoka show coming to be like, that season 5 and for the story to continue. I think we're going to see a lot of, I've never bought one of these before, or I've never jumped into a HasLab, and I know this is expensive, but when you have a fan base behind it, it really does push. I mean, look at Super 7 with the Thundercats, and you had the big old Thunder tank that was expensive as all get out, and it funded, and they haven't. Now people don't even know where to put it. And now their next reveal, the next reveal is the layer. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And it's gonna get funded. I bet you it will, because everybody's gonna need it. So I think this is a chance for them to fix it if it is the ghost, because there is a Rebels fan base.
Yeah, it also is perfect timing too. It's like,
and it's gonna hit in 3 weeks.
I hope so.
Oh, by the way, we have 48 days to Ahsoka, so we're a month and a
7
half.
weeks. Sorry.
Yeah, but we are, that in that 45-day area. So it's like it's really heating up, and then it's like a perfect promotional piece to do the Ghost, and then people revisiting Rebels, and then having the Ahsoka series with the Ghost showing up.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But again, we've said that before, and things make sense, and they don't do anything that makes sense.
A lot of people are saying that too. A lot of like Mando Mike is saying that too. It's like, this all makes sense mathematically. It's proven, but then they'll go ahead and do something else. Because
when has they ever done anything that made sense ever?
Yeah.
We're like, hey, the Rancor, put a saddle on it. It came out 2 months later. You'd have sold the shit out of it.
You would have sold
trailers. When to put them out? Why don't you put it out at a Comic-Con, or why don't you put it out on this date 2 months in front of it? We all knew, right?
For the past 5, 7, 10 years, I don't know, where they have a show. They have a show, and then we don't even hear about a figure till 6 months after the show's already not even being talked about anymore.
I'm just getting a little Leia pop from Kenobi, and it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
We're finally getting the Vader, Smash Max Vader, that's supposed to be a Target exclusive in like a week or two.
We go back to our Friday night midnight releases.
Yeah.
The Star Wars, what was it called?
The Force Fridays.
Force Friday. Thank you. That was so good that you were getting the stuff before it was out. Remember all the pre-stuff before Clones that we had of like 5 figures, and then you were finishing out your episode 1 still, and then there was always everything before a movie, and now it is so late. I hope they are smart by doing this. That Rancor could have gotten funded.
It sure could have, dude.
It was almost there and everything. You give us Rancor keepers.
It was the tiers that killed it.
Yeah.
All they needed was a saddle and the machete figure, and he'd have been all right. Lost his name for a second.
I swear.
Malakili was too little too late.
Yeah.
But yes,
it sucks.
Danny Trejo.
And then, like we said, the saber one still blows my mind. It was a saber. We have those everywhere.
50.
There was nothing. Like, you could have sold it, put your piece together to put them together. That's it. That would have been regular.
That was dumb.
That really came like out of nowhere.
They
to
really
say that this is a
put them in a box, and
that.
Yeah,
and then it comes off like nobody's supporting the character when really it was just a stupid idea.
Yeah,
right. It wasn't the character's issue.
The saber. No, not at all. Because everybody uses those sabers. You see that design, and you know that's one of them.
Yeah.
Like, so it wasn't even to that. Then they tried it, and it was just like, boom. It didn't even spin. You didn't even have to say a HasLab
a HasLab,
mechanism to watch this, put it in, and
like you expect a lot more innovation out of stuff like crowdfunding stuff. But I didn't even think about this. The LAAT gunship that has a rear turret, that has a front turret, it's got a crew. That would be as big as the Razor Crest.
Almost the same size, same kind of shape. It's got the length shape, not the big round. Yeah.
Now, this would probably be funded.
Do you mean for Black Series, though?
No. It'd be
3 3/4.
They said it's vintage.
So he's saying 6-inch. Like, okay, all right.
So what's confirmed is vintage, and it is a it's a ship.
Because that's the way to go. Because I don't think there's nothing more to do for Black Series. Like,
well, they put out clones every 2 weeks, so I mean, it's
this has to be all for.
But again, there's the curveball, because that does nothing to help the projects that are in the now and the thing. There it is, like 90% expect the Ghost gunship, which is also equally cool, and I think it'll be funded, but also like where and I think they have Vintage Collection has a good gunship anyways. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing.
You see Skaswatch's last comment there for you?
Felipe, hey, what's up, man? And also, let's see, what does he say here? If they make the Ghost a month after it is funded, they'll blow it up in Ahsoka.
Yeah. And that's going to happen, because all we see right now, all I've seen is Hera in an X-Wing. Like a lot of X-Wing. Like it's all talk about Hera and an X-Wing. So the Ghost is toast.
I'm still holding out that that Mando will get a Razor Crest by the end. At the very end, he'll get a brand new Razor Crest. And
gross. Gross.
He's going back to bounty hunting, so it's like
the fake Boba Fett. The fake
what's
Boba
up with
Fett.
that, Ernie? I mean,
So did we talk about the R-rated Fett that Mangold was going to do? Did we talk about that?
See, Mangold came out and he said that his Boba Fett movie was basically going to be the R-rated, like an R-rated, Boba Fett, and all of us, I think, kind of our stomachs dropped a little about like what. It's almost like complaining what we didn't get. It's like,
But would you be ready for an R-rated Star Wars?
Like,
no. They nerfed the hell out of him. There's no R-rated left in Boba Fett.
I mean, if they went pre-Sarlacc, that most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy, Boba Fett, no, because I thought that's where his movie was going to take place. Not
it would have been, but now I'd see it as two completely different characters now. They have
well, it
nerfed
is.
Him.
It's a growth character. Sure.
That's not. It's more than growth, dude. That's a completely swap in anything we would have wanted. If they go back and go R-rated, hardcore Boba Fett, like being ruthless, it'd be hard. You do an R-rated while he's a good, kind of a half good guy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want him just ripping people.
Maybe we should just move on from like all that, right? Like not even if they like. I'm not saying we. I'm saying Disney. Maybe Disney should just, or Lucasfilm should just move on from that and just.
Well, they did.
Boba Fett in Mando.
That's kind of what he said, right? It was too much, and it wouldn't have been able to be. It wouldn't have worked with like Grogu, type of thing, right? Mm. And that's or if they had this plan come, he's like, it didn't mix into their Disney, so I don't think it would have worked. And I'm just kind of getting into that what he said about the fake Boba Fett. I don't think Boba Fett, even if they did the R-rated, wouldn't have become the face of Star Wars the way Din and Grogu are.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's kind of why I wanted to come back to that.
I agree.
That R-rated way they were talking about, I wouldn't have seen all of a sudden it was Boba Fett's helmet everywhere, right? We wouldn't have seen it the way we used to see Vader or the way we see Mando now,
right?
Or Maul or whoever it's been.
You're right. You're 100% right on that. Thinking back, but like I said, it's still one of those things where, like in how we get together and we theory craft and we do all these things, and even before all the Disney takeover and stuff, we always talked about Boba Fett too. From the Han Solo trilogy books to all the EU stuff, and there was that time that, like I said, that when you walk into a room in a Star Wars world and there's Boba Fett, the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. There's Darth Vader, the most sorry, I did that in accident. The most feared, or the ruthless Dark Lord of all the Sith, and they have these reputations, right? That still is still something that to me I would really like to watch that, but yeah, knowing, but it's like when he got thrown in the pit, came out, got reborn into this whatever and this new life, and yeah, it might be a tough sell.
I don't know.
Might
To
be
me,
a tough sell.
it's
That's
hard
what
to go
I'm
backwards on it
what-
because it was
what do
such
you
a
guys-
big turn.
What do you guys consider R-rated though to you? So you hear that, and what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Punisher style. Like
The-
he's
the bounty
ruthless.
hunter
violence,
that's going
the
on.
violence part, of it.
Violent.
Not necessarily sex
Yeah.
and language.
Oh
and
yeah,
drugs,
yeah.
but
No.
it's the violence part. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, even the
I
drug
would
use
love,
and the
you know?
gangster type stuff, and it just
Yeah.
doesn't
I would
feel right
love to
anymore.
see the violence. Let's put it this way: the Mando scene in that first one from the fights where he strings them up, Leguizamo, on the thing,
yeah.
like it heated and cut his body in half or something, like, as he walks away. I'm thinking that R-rated ruthless, like, dang, did you see what he did? And then
Right.
like to say like on a cussing term, I would love brand new Star Wars voodoo to be made up. Like, like when you hear it and just like,
Sure. Better than Ding
he-
Ferret.
is-
Yeah.
is he saying F you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't
Like,
that crazy that they could do that, and they
Yes.
show all the violence, like you said in Mando, he does it a lot, but it doesn't get an R rating because they don't show the blood or anything, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
what had he done to make a freaking R-rated Boba Fett movie? Like how
Right.
far did he take that? What were they seeing?
I'm with Rick Jones here, and I think lots of Twi'leks. Maybe bring back Ula
I'd have been all right with
a
that.
little
It
bit
could have
more.
been,
Right?
you know?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
100% could have been. and I'm
But
thinking,
Fett in the EU wouldn't have had any part of that.
In the what?
In, the
it could
old,
be
bar
more.
or
in
the-
Legends, he
Oh,
wouldn't have had to
yeah.
do.
Think Logan.
Yeah.
There it is. He did Logan. It was the very, very violent and,
I guess
and,
the blood.
and torturous and blood and the
Yeah.
cursing, and of course, and maybe he did throw it in there, and maybe Disney was going to be like, yeah, cool, let's do this and see what happens. Deadpool's working, Logan's working. Maybe a Boba Fett type kind of like movie would be in the works, but then I think they just had it like a different plan.
Is there
You
a
know?
character? Okay, is there a character now that could pull that off? That already exists?
It would have to be all new and coming out doing that.
Yeah.
That just sets the stage for them.
Yeah.
This is that person. You know what I'm saying? Because we could say like a Cad Bane, but he's too
Cad
old school
Bane, yeah.
Western.
Yeah.
But so we know his is more of that talk and the threat of Cad Bane, and
Yeah.
he gets away with the stuff he did. We
and
know
one
he's gonna
shot
kill
and one
you.
shot kill right in the chest. You're done.
Yes.
You know. and it's
Exactly.
You know what I
done.
would like to
That's
see
Cad Bane. So
besides
it'd have to
Bounty
be
Hunter?
somebody new.
Yeah, you're
would
right.
be,
Okay.
I would love to see an Azaj Ventress type, dark, slash him up kind of,
I love her and I would
because
love to
because
see
her
some type of
attitude is
story.
so like
yeah,
dark, at
Yeah.
times, like
yeah.
and I would love to have a
Like
Asajj Ventress type
Dooku
R-rated
had to
movie.
really pull her down away from too much darkness.
maybe
I could see that
because she
you
kind
know?
of went there a couple times. She kind of
Yeah.
went
Like imagine
in
her going to a Jedi and just cutting his head off immediately.
Yeah. Well, like in the
And-
Dooku
and
book, right? She was
Dooku-
being tortured by Dooku, right? Like
Yeah.
physically tortured and mentally tortured. That, and then it put her over the edge too. So like, I would love to see like, if I had to choose, like you said, a character that's maybe not a bounty hunter
Yeah.
in the crime world, Azaj Ventress would be like.
I could
the-
take that, and I could see
person.
her out of her voice right now going through my head. I could see her as the
Yeah.
one that could drop the first F-bomb with not a problem.
Yeah.
Shit, no problem. She could say shit in a heartbeat. I could
Yeah.
hear it, right?
Yeah.
She could actually get the language
Yeah,
in
but
too.
see, didn't we already say that was weird in Andor?
I didn't. I thought it should have happened. in Andor.
It's because
I think
I
Linus
think it's
saying
weird,
shit
but
was
yeah.
awesome, and I think old lady at the end should have said "F the Empire."
Yeah. I still disagree with that, but I mean,
I just got pumped up right now thinking about it, and then I thought "Fight the Empire," and I went straight back. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that was dumb.
futurist is
Yeah.
bring back Dash Rendar. We only
Pretty
know
good.
so much about him, so that could be a type like
So it
Ernie
could
was
be
saying,
written.
like
Yeah.
bring somebody from the EU into canon, but then rewrite his whole story into this. The
Yeah.
Han Solo. It's the Han Solo character that didn't turn good, that didn't fight for a cause. I'm just saying, Dash Render did.
Well, remember
you have
they
that
were supposed to
opportunity.
do something with what's his name? The one who was with Fennec, the kid. And
Oh,
then he
yeah,
turned on Fennec and Mando, and
ew.
they had him. That was
That
supposed to
guy.
be something, and then we realized that didn't
It
work,
wasn't.
and it was
They were. We heard
Yeah.
that we're working on something for
correct
specifically for that character,
That guy was,
and
icky.
I think they dropped it. Yeah.
yeah.
because of the.
Well, we were asked Ernie, right? What do you think about this guy? Like what? Like out of the blue? Like Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He's okay, I guess. And I think
Yeah.
it's that sentiment. They're like, yeah, okay, we just dropped that.
He wasn't
Idea
going to
because
carry anything for sure.
No.
You know
um,
what? When it comes down to it, and I know I'm okay with the F bomb, right?
uh,
But really, when I'm sitting there thinking about it, there is no room for Star Wars is an R.
no, it
It's
isn't.
really not. And I know I've asked for it a couple times in the violence and a Vader thing, but going through it, man, Andor's pretty close. Rogue One can get there. There's some crazy violent stuff. Sometimes in Kenobi had Vader being ruthless, and it was nowhere near R, right? I think we're as close as we're gonna need to get. I think Star Wars needs a little bit of light.
I think it has to come to the. I think
I
it
agree.
could, but not how we're thinking. That's what I'm saying. Is what is your thought of R? And what I mean by that is this dark. Like the Asajj is great because there's
Yeah.
a lot of dark stuff that could be of like, whoa, we're
Yeah.
watching Star Wars right now.
The
Yeah.
Darth
You know what
Vader
I mean?
hallway
Like,
scene is the closest to R we'll ever get, which is
and
satisfying as hell.
It was because
Right?
we didn't see that, and we're not getting because then
Yeah.
it turns into too much gore and blood. Like that's not supposed to happen. You know when you see a lot of people and they remake, especially like fight scenes, and they cut off an arm. And
Yes.
you see like all that blood and everything
Yeah.
else and like that. It's like, but that's not our Star Wars. That's more Kill Bill or
Yes.
something. That's
Yeah.
in that
because
style.
R,
We
like
understand
I
it's
said,
supposed to
R
be a
doesn't.
samurai.
The lasers
Yeah.
all cauterized, so there's not a lot of
Correct.
it makes it easy.
It's the way that it was done. It
It's
was
the way that it's done.
behind you and you went up and cut them.
Yeah.
Like something to that effect.
like
Yeah,
what
I
constitutes an R rate. Like Logan, take all the cursing out of Logan, it'll still constitute an R because how they killed people and how it was so painful and bloody and violent. And that's where, like
That's what I'm saying. Do we even
where
need that? Because then you get an R, and then the R stands for restricted, and then you're
Right.
cutting off your young fan base,
You are,
right?
yeah. You
And then we would have had to fight when we were younger to get into a Star Wars movie when we were super young. We wouldn't have
I
had
don't
it when
think
we
it
were
should-
3.
I don't think it should be
You're
a release movie. I think this is a Disney Plus that we're talking about.
On an R?
For the
That's-
adult to see it and then make their decision on what they're showing the kids. Because like we said, it depends on what the R means. And I think this really dark, aggressive is a woohoo. That's
Yeah.
I love this for me,
Yeah.
but this is not for a kid.
There's
So
a
that's why I'm
line they
saying
toe.
a release. Correct.
Yeah. There's a line
The
that they
release
tell
would
with
have to be a Disney Plus.
just like Indiana Jones, just like Marvel and Star Wars, there is a line where, like I said, where it's like Chris said, it stops being funny, and it gets to that serious tone where now it's you're in a league with other types of films and feels and stuff. And Star Wars was never like that for us. It's like I think when we first started this podcast, we brought this up as far as like a Jabba the Hutt type movie that would just be
gangster.
R rated.
That was on the
gangster.
docket.
That was
right
on the
when Boba
flight.
Fett was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And we talked ourselves out of it because we, just like Chris was saying, it's like, think about when we were 8 years old, the violent movies that were out there at that time versus how Star Wars drug us in. They didn't need it. Like you don't need that stuff to have Star Wars entertaining.
I'd buy that
I think
for
the
$1.
conversation comes up because we're
I love
getting
it now.
saturated. Well, we're getting
Yeah.
saturated, and it's almost like something new and different that we slap the Star Wars title on it, and it's like, hey, it's in our repertoire now. You know what I mean? And I think we're looking for different angles. I think fan base looks for different angles in this IP right now. So just like Deadpool, I think is going to be a huge hit. Deadpool 3 and Mark, because it's a different angle to be brought into the MCU. You know what I mean? It's they're going to see. I want to see how far they go with it. So
Well, we just had our first F-bomb with Guardians, and that worked. Like I didn't even think of it like anything.
I didn't even.
It worked. That was the
Yeah.
first one. That was the first F-bomb
Yeah.
for MCU wise without Deadpool going in, but it was
They're
This is
warming
said
up.
it and it just
This
goes.
is a good
Yeah.
question. I really would
That's-
love to
that's
know
awesome.
about this. So Phoenix Richardson, welcome. Do we know what George Lucas thinks of Vader hallway scene? I've never heard anything.
He's a Star Wars
I tried
fan.
to ask him yesterday at
Yeah.
the barbecue, and he was like, Ernie, you're supposed to be 300 feet back. Number 2, you can't ask me. Yeah.
How'd you get here in this
Yeah.
barbecue?
Yeah.
Security.
Yeah. And number 3, go back to Favreau. Okay. And so, yeah.
I don't
Put my
think George
lawn chair
Lucas.
next
I mean,
to
I
him.
don't know. Like, I think George Lucas has the concept of Vader being that violent and that aggressive. I don't think.
I mean, he killed kids.
George Lucas killed kids and
the
he
women
choked
too.
the shit out of everybody.
And
so
and women.
The women
kids.
too.
2 straight movies he was killing
And
kids.
the
he
animals.
tortured people.
Yeah.
Even in the radio drama, he tortured Princess Leia for hours.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't think he'd I think he'd probably be like, that's pretty cool. Yo,
That's
that's
a
would-
great question, though, and I hope
Yeah.
somebody asks him that.
I do too.
Yeah.
That is a good question. I would like. There's a lot of. I have that sentiment too about like almost everything I watch about Star Wars. And I was like, wonder
What
what
does George think? Yeah.
Because I
What
think
does
he
George
like
think?
with Chris and I with the Andor series. I think George Lucas loves Andor. Like really loves Andor. Yeah, I do.
Remind me, I forgot to tell you guys a story. So after the show, I have to tell you something. I forgot
okay.
last
Ooh.
time, and it's come up again with the whole George Lucas thing. I need to ask you first to make sure before I say something on the air.
Okay,
You got
no
it.
problem.
I don't think Lucas would love Andor. It's missing the magic part. I told you that's the piece.
Oh.
And George Lucas was all about that magic part for the
Yeah.
kids. Andor didn't have that at all.
If that was it, if
You
that
can
was,
hear George right now. Cool story.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think I
it,
agree with
needed
you
to be
if that was-
faster and more intense.
Well-
100%, because it was not either. Sometimes
But
it was
I-
intense. Sometimes,
But I agree with you on that. But I think if it was, if he sold it to Disney and Disney came up with Andor and that's basically what we got first and stuff, I think you'd be like, come on, what are we doing? But it's in the it's slotted in, wedged in between Mandalorian, Kenobi, all these other cool things, you know, Rebels and stuff. And I think he'd be like, yeah, that's a great addition to this. It doesn't, you know, this particular point.
I don't know,
need it.
man.
And the potential.
He did
like I
2
said.
trilogies and the Clone Wars, and I
Those are
don't.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying they're all Jedi centric, all Force sensitive, all of that, and they're all very. They're magical. All of them are aimed at kids, or it wasn't.
Right.
And I
know.
don't.
That's
think,
why
he
I
might
like it.
He might let. No, I'm saying he might. I'm talking about George, not
Yeah.
us. I don't think. I think George would have the opposite opinion. I think he would think it's a cool movie or cool show, but it's not Star Wars.
I kind of remember him saying he really liked Andor a lot. Like I think there was I have to pull that up somewhere, like in a Variety or whatever. Like he really liked Rogue One and he really liked Andor. You know, I know Rogue One had its thing, but also they had to add those things into it. The original Rogue One didn't have Vader and the hallway scene Vader. You know, they still had Vader, but yeah. So I mean, like I said, I think there's room for all into it, and the debate on the. the debate on the floor is like how different are we looking for? Like, it's a good question. I think some people love it. Some people would kind of like go, do we really need to go that far? You know,
I got hit with another rumor today. Are we done or no?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So there was a rumor that was sent to me today that I looked up and I was like, oh, this is very interesting. And I remember I heard the title. Have you guys heard about what is it? Rogue something coming to Netflix?
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon.
Did you guys hear about that rumor?
Kevin Feige's movie.
Yeah. It's December 23rd. It's not Feige's movie. It's Zack Snyder.
No, I thought it was Kevin Feige's movie.
No, it's Snyder.
No. So that's the thing, is saying that he went to them and he was asked about a Star Wars movie, and that he was like, no, I'm going to do it different, like this and that, like this, and all of everything. And they were like, no. And they said, never mind. And Netflix is the one who picked it up. And this is basically that movie that he's going to do. And I just thought the whole Rebel and the title was like, ooh.
Well, he wrote it
Wow.
as a standalone Star Wars movie, and he
Correct.
pitched it to Disney, and they said it's too far away from Star Wars. And he said it could fit seamless right into the whole thing, but it didn't have any main characters, no anchors, right? It just had its own little story, which I think at first, Disney's idea of a Star Wars story, I think that's where they were going. They were they were trying to anchor things like out there and have all these different stories and not
the anthologies.
Not necessarily intertwined with each other. Like I said, they had Rogue One, a Star Wars story, or Solo, a Star Wars story. Like that was their plan. And then they just like, that's what frustrated me, is they just keep throwing a plan away and like, here's a new plan. No, we're throwing that away. And then we're like, well, you gave us 3 plans in the last 5 years and 2, you know what I mean? And get your shit together. You know what I mean? Which I hope they did, right? You know, I hope they right the ship and they're on course, especially like what I said with Ahsoka. But I'm very anxious to see that movie too, Rebel Moon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi and I love it. So
Matter of fact, I've seen so much about it lately. I was like, oh, it must be coming out like this month. And then I looked it up today and it was like December. I'm like, that's
Oh, it
gross.
is?
Why-
I thought it was this month too.
Yeah, no, just it said.
Oh,
I
wow.
looked it up today. It said it might be on my search right now. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh no, it's size comparison charts. Hold on. Of the ghost. Of the ghost.
Yeah, of the ghost. Yeah.
Of the ghost. I know how.
Get
I know
past
me.
that one first.
Rebel Moon.
Right. Yeah.
2023.
Keep scrolling.
December 22nd. Yeah.
Decide. Okay. Cool. Well, Christmas movie. We haven't had a Christmas blockbuster in a while, so.
Yeah, I believe this is the one he was.
good.
I think he was pitching this one right at the same time. They were talking about Solo and Rogue One and Jabba and Boba Fett and all those. It was the same time frame.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it fits because it's supposed to be like basically the movie what he shot. What's coming out is the movie he was going to give Lucas, like give it. So didn't alter it in any way or rewrite it. So I'd be curious to have that in the back of our head, going like,
no excuses. I'm gonna watch it like it's a Star Wars movie, and if it sucks, it
so
sucks.
am I
He
too.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah. So am I too.
Yeah.
That's taking a shot of saying Rebel Moon. Like, come on. I heard it already, and I was like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, right.
And then
it's a cool Star Wars title, by the way. It is like
like they use the Rebel Moon quite a bit, right? On the Rebel Moon.
On the Rebel Moon, yeah.
That's why I was like, dang, okay.
Yep.
Speaking of the Ahsoka, what the series coming out, I was going through the Disney Plus essentials, like the essentials of Ahsoka Tano, people to watch. It's like it's very good. The only thing they didn't put in there was the movie, and I wanted to kind of ask you guys on that the Clone Wars movie, the cartoon movie that came out before. There's stuff in there about Ahsoka and Plo Koon, like that's what you get, and Anakin taking reluctantly Padawan and all that stuff. They didn't put that in the essentials. Would you add that into it? Would that be something? Because I probably would at this point go, I would watch it. Like I would put that in first and then go through the whole things. And
I would.
What's cool about they ran the gamut on the essentials. Like you go through the timeline, it goes through Clone Wars all the way to Mandalorian, even Tales of the Jedi. It has it all in there, right? But be careful because it's only Ahsoka driven. It's not Rebels driven. So if you're like Ahsoka series coming out and you do the essentials, you're going to get a great a grip on Ahsoka. But all these, if it's supposed to be Rebel season 5, you're going to miss a lot of things. So I was sitting there going, okay, the essentials was great for Ahsoka, but I think you still need to go through Rebels and you still need to have a Rebels essentials to get the gist of like where we're at and
what he said was if you watched the last season, you'd be caught up. He said you'd be pretty well up to speed if you just did
Yeah, I agree with that because the Ahsoka actually ended in Rebels on the World Between Worlds. It ended there. It didn't even go through. Then of course, and it did all of season 7 of Clone Wars. It did the Tales of the Jedi, did the Mando, the Book of Fett, all that stuff. So, it's cool, like I said, but I still think that
Damn,
Rebels
she does have a lot.
It's a lot. I wrote it down. I was like, why am I writing this down? I just tell people go on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but that is a lot of stuff.
It's a good weekend. Like probably take you about 2 weeks to get through it. There's a lot there. Like even like Clone Wars is in bulk of it. Rebels only has
she's not in
10 episodes total. But it'll take you a couple weeks to get through it. Yeah, there's time. We got 48 days.
Yeah. Start now.
Yeah. But Rebels also gives you the introduction of Thrawn and all that stuff too. So, we'll have to get into that too. Like, I would really love to explore Thrawn because, when he does make the entrance into Ahsoka series, it's gonna,
Well, we're almost there. We want to do it with a month left. So we're almost there and we'll start deep diving those 4 weeks before, right? Is that gonna
absolutely.
Be the
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be so fun. Let's see here. Let's see what Wookiee says. Wookiee Sasquatch, do you think they'll ever do a Disney Plus solo series or anything picking up where the movie left off? I never got my early days working for Jabba Fix. Yeah, we talk about it. Usually comes up once a week on our talk or once every other week about Solo 2 continuing that Darth Maul reveal, Crimson Dawn reveal, all these things, and then just to drop it to me is a huge mistake, especially like the ones who haven't consumed Clone Wars or Rebels about Darth Maul and all these things. I still think it's coming. It's like, do they need it? Yes, Will they do it? I don't know, because out of sight, out of mind. Also, we're the only ones asking for it, and the people who know the story are asking for it. I never see anybody who's seen it going like, "We need more." You know, like that are not Star Wars fans; they're just movie fans going like, "Oh, that's Darth Maul. Oh, we survived. Oh, okay." They're not asking for more. We're the ones asking for more. You know, so.
I have a feeling it's coming sooner or later for the same reason I've been telling you is all those actors right now are with Disney doing certain things, right?
Yeah.
When you start looking around, you start realizing, wait, all of a sudden, you know, like I said, all of a sudden Rosario's doing Haunted Mansion, right? We already know she exists.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden Mendelsohn is doing a movie for Disney, and I know he's going to be in Andor season 2. Right now, Emilia Clarke is doing something pretty big with Disney. I forget which one it was right now, but I mean, what's that?
Secret Invasion.
That's right. Thank you. Secret Invasion right now, and that's what Mendelsohn is too. So you bring Emilia Clarke's in Secret Invasion.
She's already there.
She's already here. She's going to do another project. They don't just do one, is my point.
Right.
They get into a Disney deal. Right?
And that is a rumor going on right now that she is involved in some Star Wars project.
Easily. So if it's not going to show up right now, I think she should show up in Ahsoka as older Kira. And then we can flash back and get a Crimson Dawn series.
I agree, man.
Old school. And that can combine Solo 2, Lando, and Crimson Dawn kind of together into one thing, right? And I mean, I want a Lando series as much as anything, right? I mean, I would love to see, like I said, old Billy D telling stories and have Glover flashing back to Glover all the time. That's all I want. But it's not going to happen. So let's combine them all, the stories, and have these characters together. So,
yeah, 100%. So does the Wookiee Sasquatch is asking again? So does anyone know if the Ahsoka novel is officially no longer canon? Seems like the Tales from the Jedi and final season of Clone Wars contradicted that story some.
They haven't said it's not canon. Things on screen usually take precedent over things in writing, so I would go with that
would be my golden rule. Yeah,
and it's kind of what they've said when they do contradict, because there's a couple contradictions in a couple of the books now. As we get farther along. And Ahsoka was pretty early on, if I recall. That was a Johnston book, and I think that was in the first 8 or so novels.
Yeah.
So I think they've had time to kind of screw around with that. And when it comes down to it, the only person who really has say on Ahsoka is Filoni.
Yep. We hope that the continuity blends seem pretty good and stuff, but a lot sometimes it was off. And if it is off, I always, like I said, defer to film, live action. Anything that you can sit and watch over sit and read.
That's what they try to talk to also about certain point of view, like, right? Oh, we could have just had some timing messed up, or this was interpreted as that, and that's kind of
yeah, exactly.
It sucks to have to play that off when they're so careful about canon. There's so much stuff, but they've done that a few times now. Yeah.
It's unfortunate with a lot of content. You might get some, especially when they say everything is canon now. It's like not even commercials. Right. So yeah.
Hey, and then Glover with Lando right there with Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Would love to see Glover's Lando again. Isn't he doing something with Disney right now? Spider-Verse isn't Disney, right? That's Sony. That's Sony.
Yeah.
But is he doing something with Disney? I feel like he was. And that was another one in there. Like I'm telling you, all these people right now are working something with Disney.
Yeah. They're like, hey, block a 6-month thing. We got a couple projects for you.
Yeah. That's how I feel like it's going right now.
Keep on. We got a couple little Lando lines we want you to do here.
Yeah,
we'll CGI the rest.
Say this real quick. Thanks.
Say this right here in the mic.
We just need you guys in for a day. We're just gonna do 3D scans. We don't even need you on set. We got you.
That's it, man.
That's where it's going, dude. Crazy. It's
like unfortunate for actors, but fortunate for consumers, right?
Yeah,
because we won't eventually come a time where nobody will say they should have because they can now. It's like, just pull out of the archives, plug and play. Hey, we got Luke Skywalker right here doing anything.
We're gonna have the point where we tell the story where to go, and we can't argue about the movie sucking anymore because we're gonna be telling the plot,
well,
right?
You said,
hey, when you watch Star Wars, how'd you end? Oh man, that's not how I ended. Your ending was stupid.
That's the first thing anybody's gonna say, especially in our group. That was stupid.
You took it. Why'd you take it that route? You're an idiot. Always take the Kyber crystal. Always, dumbass.
It's like it's like Joey's would be 2.5 hours of Vader hall wasting. That's it.
He keeps every time he gives him he's in a choose your own adventure book. Slice him in half. Yes. Slice him in half. Slice him in half. Slice him in half. Joey, stop. Sometimes you just got to ask for directions, dude. Stop slicing everybody in half.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm down for Joey's dark one. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lando Disney Plus series was slated, but they said it's under
They talk about it all the
Glover's time. Like it's basically in Glover's court. Whenever they never scrapped it, they just said whenever he has time.
It's in production.
Then we'll
he was working on a couple of things. I think he had an album come out. He did another movie, some kind of other special, and now I think he's coming up on Lando right now. So it's available, and it is in not production. What's it called? When they have it in line. What's that?
Slated or
it's not slated even. They're not even that far, but it's in pre-production. We'll call it. It exists. Yeah. How about that? It's on the map.
It's on the table still. So is Rian Johnson's trilogy too, by the way.
That one's never going to happen.
I don't think it'll ever happen, but they don't think
they don't bring it. They don't bring that one up.
Face by never saying it's gone.
They're just never gonna. They do discuss Lando publicly. They don't discuss the Johnson trilogy publicly.
Yeah, they don't. It's just always working on it. It's been 25 years. Yeah, it's still too fresh to people. Still too fresh.
Yep.
Let's see what Gordon's saying. Disney just needs to spend the time building well-written Star Wars characters that can become new classics. They tried that, but the spending time with it is what I agree with. Because the Rey, Finn, Poe thing, I think it was just too similar to rushed, to not thought out, and they didn't have an ending in mind.
The problem
they started writing without an ending,
and they didn't know how to handle the original characters with the new people. They didn't know how to hand the torch off, and that was the problem. That could have been done in one movie.
Yeah.
But
the Rey movie seems like I said they might have a plan to do it where it almost feels like a brand new direction, utilizing the sequels of the events of the sequels, but kind of like, hey, this is the right when I say right, it's subjective, but this is what the 7, 8, and 9 Star Wars thing.
It's what it created.
Yeah,
it's what it created. You went through that trilogy to get to this, and it's going to be awesome. And that's how I hope it works, right?
I hope so too, man. I just hope it's not just a side adventure. Because who cares? Like, who needs it? You know what I mean? Like, who needs a Rey side adventure?
I don't think so. They don't set up for future. They're going to put this money into it and spend time with her and do things and bring it back. If they're not going to, they would have let it die. Right?
Yeah,
they wouldn't even bring back a one shot. So
why? That's my thing. It's like, why would you bring attention to it, knowing how toxic it is, if you didn't have a good plan this time? It's like, we have a good plan this time. It's like, unfortunately, it's Star Wars, and it's so sacred to us that you don't go into it without a plan. But again,
now back to Gordon's thing about well-written characters and what have you. Right? I would say over the whole Disney era, I think we've probably the new characters we've adapted to the best, right? The Rebels characters, and the Andor and Rogue One characters we've adapted, and then and the Mandalorian folks. I think they've done a really, really good job. Those are all new people, right? And those are the faces.
Kylo Ren, I think, is pretty good. Yeah,
but those are the faces of Star Wars now, not our original characters. So they have given us characters to love and watch out. And Ahsoka. I mean, Ahsoka came from the Lucas era, but now she's getting pushed, right?
Came from the Lucas era and perfected in the Disney era. In my opinion, because I liked her now.
She came,
I didn't like her in the Lucas era. Yeah,
right. So they have been doing it, just not doing it all the time.
Yeah, well. I agree. And the way to do it, Gordon, too, is to like bring and that's the thing. Bring him back to the forefront and flesh him out. Bring him back and put him in those Star Wars stories and create the characters and the adventure that follows it. And like I said, just tell a good story, man. That's what we love about it. So
right on.
Anywho, guys. So that was an hour already. I can't believe it. Let's get out of here because I know Ernie's got Wednesday is just 24/7 podcasting. So but we love it, dude. We love it.
So packed.
So,
but we cover the news. We're good.
We're good, man. Like I said, the essentials are out there. I went over. I viewed them. I think it's a thumbs up for me to go to binge the Ahsoka essentials. That'll bring you up to about a month to Ahsoka series, and then binge Rebels. We'll be here for you with Rebels. We'll break it down. I know Chris has a lot to say about Thrawn and what's that going to be, the bigger picture, and get us excited for Thrawn's appearance and live action and story moving forward. So we'll be there for you guys on that. And then Ahsoka, I can't wait. I think we'll have some sort of viewing party, even if it's not live, which is all hit play at one time at midnight. Yeah. So with that, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pitt. You guys are awesome. I'm going to kick it off to Ernie to kick us out of here. If you guys don't have anything else to say, that's a wrap until next week. So go ahead, Ernie.
Yeah, no, thank you, the Pit, for being here tonight. We greatly appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all so you don't miss any of our content, because we have a lot of going on here, especially on all social medias. You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and for 24/7 Star Wars Talk, Sarlacc Digest Central. So go check that out on Facebook. And then over here, we're, if you're new here, go check out all our past episodes. And we do have extra content here, and everything from toy reviews to specials, that Chris has done, Mooch has done. And we definitely got the whole Star Wars area covered for you. Thanks for the Red 5 Network. That's what we're a part of. So many great shows on there. And tonight's episode was brought to you by Tashi Station Emporium for all your figure stand needs and to enhance your Black Series figures, G.I. Joe, Turtles, whatever you collect, Tashi Station's got you covered. If you are going to be at Comic-Con and you see me, you'll see our logos on my shirts that I will be wearing during
push his
Comic-Con.
belly button, win a prize.
Win a prize.
I'm
Get
just
you
saying.
a Tashi Station Emporium fun pack from myself, and check out some of those stands, and then put in your order. Let them know that you received them at Comic-Con. So yeah, look for me there. I hope you guys are going to be there, and I'll hook you up with those. And then if you can, go over, subscribe to the Fallen Fett Chronicles right now if you haven't, on the road to 500.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll have Mooch back on again soon with the next brand new project that's going on.
Yeah.
And much, much more. So we greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you again next Wednesday night.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ernie. Thanks, Scott, for not just bothering to show up and just go on vacation. But anyway, we love you, Scott. We love you, Joey.
Hey, so continue being nerdy, folks.
That's a good one.